From KATV, winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award for Best Newscast, this is Channel 7 News live at 5.
Well, most of the winter precipitation may be over, but the danger is certainly not. Thanks for joining us on Live at 5 today. I'm Scott Inman.
And I'm Beth Hunt. Channel 7 has team coverage of the storm tonight, and we begin by getting an update on current weather conditions from Ned and Barry. Hey, guys.
Hello, you two. Yeah, today it was active, to say the least, but the system is moving away. In its wake, it dumped a whole bunch of snow and sleet and even freezing rain, though, Ned.
Yeah, but luckily, not as much freezing rain as we were thinking.
That's the good part of all of this.
That has been a blessing for the entire state. Right now, everything is really winding down, going to our 5 live Doppler radars. We still have a little bit of light snow that we are picking up just north of the Arkansas River Valley, primarily from Russellville, Dardanelle, up through Pope County near Hector. And this continues all the way over into Van Buren County, from just north of Clinton, Bachtenberg, and Shirley, picking up a little bit of light snow, especially in the upper elevated areas. This is all moving on toward the northeast. And also, we are looking at a little bit of light snow continuing in Madison County up into Carroll County, and this is all moving toward the northeast. But you know what? That's about it. That's about all we can find. Everything else is too light, and for that reason, most all of the winter weather warnings and advisories have been discontinued. The only ones staying in effect are those 7 counties in northeastern Arkansas until 6. We do have the ice storm warning over around the Phillips County area near Helena and West Helena until 6, and a couple of counties southeastern Arkansas freezing rain advisory until 8 o'clock. So needless to say, everything is looking a lot better, and power outages not nearly what we expected.
No, that's the great news. Our Middleton Skycam showing folks on the I-30 bridge. Hey, they're taking their time, but they're making it. I think if you really do take your time, especially on the bridges, you're going to be okay. 29 degrees, but if it's slushy right now, that 29 will go down, and it will get a lot colder. It's 24 at Searcy. Tomorrow, I think you'll see a peak or two of sunshine, and highs only in the mid to upper 20s for Hot Springs, Conway, and Cabot. For Pine Bluff, only 29 for a high temperature. Searcy at 24 with sleet and snow all over the ground. And tonight, that wintry mix ending, some clearing late, and a low of 17, followed by only 27 for tomorrow. We're going to have more details on the exit of round 1 and the onset of round 2 in a few minutes. Beth?
Okay, guys, a chilly night ahead. Thanks a lot. And continuing our team weather coverage tonight, crews are out plowing, sanding, and clearing the streets. Channel 7's Maureen Glisovic brings us up to date on road conditions right now. Maureen.
Beth, here in Little Rock, crews are trying to clean the streets as quick as possible. It's the same story over in North Little Rock. If you want to go ahead and take a look here at what streets looked like in North Little Rock just a couple of hours ago. City crews are just out trying to clear the main roadways first, then they'll get to side streets as well as residential areas. The storm has 850 North Little Rock City workers on call. 5 trucks are out with crews running on 2 12-hour shifts, and they'll be running 24 hours. I spoke with the North Little Rock Mayor Joe Smith. He says that they do have plenty of that sand and salt mixture as well, and they'll just continue to work throughout the next 2 days to make sure everything's cleared up.
The roads will continue to be an issue all weekend, and we'll continue working on those. Our threat of losing power, I believe, are diminished some until we get a little bit better idea what's coming in late Saturday night and Sunday.
And again, like we've been saying, I'm sure all day, if you don't have to drive, stay home, stay warm. Coming up at 6, I'll let you know what crews are doing in Little Rock to make sure this side of town is cleared up as well. Back to you.
All right, Maureen, thanks very much. Well, the winter storm certainly didn't surprise many of us. There was plenty of warning, and for the most part, Arkansans heeded those warnings and stayed off the roads. There are still some trouble spots, as Maureen has already talked about. Channel 7's Jason Peterson now, though, just off Interstate 30 with a look at travel conditions statewide. Jason.
Hey, Scott, we called all of the state troop headquarters affected by this icy weather, and most of the trouble wasn't caused by citizens. If anything, they would just slide off into the ditch. Most of the trouble around the state was caused by 18-wheelers jackknifing and blocking lanes of traffic, and that is often the case with icy weather. Randy Ort is the spokesperson for the State Highway and Transportation Department, and Randy, you've been keeping track around the state of how things have been going. I've been pretty impressed with the way the roads have stayed relatively clear. When I called around, a lot of the troops weren't reporting any problems.
Yeah, it's been not quite as problematic as we thought. We were prepared for something a whole lot worse than this. Now, we're far from out of the woods. I think it's going to be a very challenging weekend. Our crews are going to be out working around the clock till at least early next week.
Now, what do you do? The temperatures are going to dip way below freezing tonight, and you were telling me a minute ago, ice, or the stuff you put on the ice isn't going to work.
Well, salt, right.
Yeah.
Salt loses its effectiveness at about 22 degrees, and we're going to be well below that many parts of the state. So we have to switch to chemicals, magnesium chloride and calcium chloride.
Now, when you allocate your resources, are there any areas of the state you're sending more people, more crews to, or is it just blanket all the areas?
Well, we start out pretty well equal coverage, and this has been pretty much a statewide event. You know, we got some areas of extreme southern Arkansas have not been affected, but those areas stand to be affected later this weekend. So we really don't feel like we can move anything just yet.
All right, Randy's got a long night ahead, and his crews have a long weekend ahead. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. And they'll be out, so you, if you have to get out, will be safer. But of course, the advice in all of these weather events is if you don't have to get out, please stay in, guys.
All right, good advice. Thanks, Jason. Well, this winter weather has proved deadly. Officials say the storm is likely to blame for the deaths of at least 2 people. The Polk County Office of Emergency Management says a tree fell on a camping trailer in Dover this morning, killing the person inside. So far, authorities have not released any information about the person. And in Izard County, a man died in a single vehicle accident, and state police say icy conditions may have contributed to the accident. 75-year-old Paul Zerby died yesterday around noon when he ran off the west side of Spring Hill Road and then hit a tree. The crash report says freezing rain was falling at the time of the accident and the road was icy, but there are also indications that Zerby may have had a medical problem. Troopers are still investigating the accident.
Well, take a look at this. It's what happens when you get ice on power lines and then add some powerful wind. This viewer video from Mississippi County, and it's just one example of what power companies are dealing with today. Channel 7's Matt Mershon has been keeping tabs on the outages for us, and we join him now live with the latest. Matt?
Yes, Scott, most of the state clearly dodged a big bullet today when it comes to power outages. However, across the state, we are dealing with a lights out situation in several communities. Let's take a look at the numbers right now. Entergy, Arkansas, they're reporting roughly 11,000 people without power. The majority of those people are in Pope County. Several thousand are also in the northeast portion of the state, Mississippi and Crittenden counties. Electric Cooperatives of Arkansas, they are dealing with roughly 20,000 customers without power right now. Most of those customers, they are in the Mena and Ozark areas. But now all of those outages, they are due to, as we said, that freezing rain, the ice, and heavy winds. But what crews are concerned about, Entergy crews here in Little Rock, they're concerned about people driving. They were dealing with a car into a utility pole at Center and Roosevelt earlier today. Now, that pole was not knocked down, but they still need to replace that utility pole.
That affects power outages as well as the time it takes to actually get a pole restored and back in the ground, which is about 4 hours.
Right. And so just to reiterate, as all of our reporters have been telling you all night, if you have to be on the roads, please drive safely and, well, just stay off the roads at all. With these temperatures going down, you know, they are still concerned for more power outages to happen in the overnight hours. And so these crews that they have, these extra 6,700 crews Entergy has here in the Arkansas area, they aren't going anywhere. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Matt Mershon live in Little Rock tonight, and power crews from other states are getting ready to roll into Arkansas. About 400 Georgia Power employees left Atlanta this morning, and 300 from Florida were set to arrive in Arkansas last night. Entergy Arkansas called them in for help restoring power.
Well, the weather forcing one company to cancel its Christmas party, but employees are turning their disappointment into someone else's joy. At 5:18, Channel 7's Jeanette Reyes explains how they'll now be able to help a local shelter.
And we are nearing the end of one winter storm, but as Barry and Ned already alluded to earlier in this broadcast, we're looking ahead to the prospect of another. Details in your forecast next.
Skycams, sponsored by Middleton Heat and Air.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Most of the precipitation has left the state, but not quite all yet.
There may be some lingering, very light precipitation, but too light really to be picked up on radar or aggravate the already aggravated situation.
So.
Let's take a look at 5 live Doppler radars. We'll show you the only thing we can see is some snow, and that's up in north central Arkansas, north of the Arkansas River Valley, north of Russellville, in through Pope County, Hector, all the way into Van Buren County, near Clinton and Botkenburg, as I mentioned earlier. Putting it into motion, you can see that it is continuing to move on toward the northeast at about 35 miles an hour, and most of it is on the light side. So we are really looking up as far as precipitation. Going to our road map, northwest Arkansas. That's where we've got snowpack going on, all the way from Mountain Home over to Harrison, Fayetteville, and south to near Russellville, where that snow is being picked up as well. The areas in yellow are primarily sleet-covered roads from Jonesboro to Bald Knob to Batesville down to Little Rock. In and around the Little Rock area, we are picking up quite a bit of slush here due to the volume of traffic that has been moving through the metro area. And south of there, I want to point out one thing. This area here in red from southwestern Pulaski County all the way down through Saline County, we are looking at some icy patches on bridges and overpasses, and the same from Pine Bluff all the way down to northern Cleveland County. Some icy patches there and some ice on the roadways near Arkadelphia. So please drive safely tonight. Temperatures are only going to get colder, Barry.
Yeah, they are. And a troubling sight here on our Middleton Skycam. Look how slow the semis are moving across, and thus the other traffic is moving across the I-30 bridge. Hey, that's good to be safe, but it shows you that it's getting slicker outside. So the advisories will be moving away, except for a wind chill advisory up in the northern part of the state. That's tonight at midnight till 10 in the morning for Van Buren and Cleveland County and points northward like Independence County, and that will be for 0 to minus 10 degree wind chill readings in the overnight hours. Yeah, the wind is going to continue to blow. Well, we saw sleet build up on things, and this picture was taken this morning from Bryson Darling up on top of Pettigene Mountain. We saw ice in the trees, like this one from Diane Race in Russellville, and we saw sleet and a little bit of ice in the Little Rock area, too. That's Steve Navoychek. He took that in Burns Park in North Little Rock. Arctic cold, that's going to be the constant theme. 27 tomorrow, 31 on Sunday. Late tomorrow, after some sun tomorrow, we'll have that light winter mix. I'll show you that in a second. 33 on Monday and 32 on Tuesday. And there goes that precipitation. That is round one, though. Round one exits, and it leaves in its wake just cold. Today, 35. That was early in the day, 33 at North Little Rock. And we had 1 inch of snow and sleet together at Little Rock and 0.9 inches at North Little Rock. And again, there's that slow traffic. Boy, be careful if you're going to go out. Maybe a party tonight if you can get out. If you don't have to be out, don't be. 29 degrees, a north wind at 10 miles an hour. These are the actual temperatures. Obviously, the wind makes it feel colder. It's in the teens already in Fayetteville with clearing. I think single digits in that part of the state. 32 now at Monticello, and there's that core of cold air all over the middle of the country. So we have an exiting storm system. Let's go into advance then and show you round two. I think a little sunshine tomorrow. High pressure, still very cold. And then I've stopped it at 9 p.m. Saturday. Little sleet or freezing rain moving in. And then through the morning hours, and maybe even a little dusting of rain then late in the day on Sunday. Could be a little freezing rain during the day, but I don't think amounts are going to be heavy on Sunday. Certainly nothing like today. Winter mix ends tonight, some clearing, very cold, down to 17 degrees. Still a north wind at 10 to 15. It's partial sunshine tomorrow and only 27. So during the day, it's okay, but it's tomorrow night that we get that little wintry mix coming back. It should be light, and it will be light into Sunday. Nothing going on except cold for a long time to come, but our next rain chance comes next Friday, and of course we'll have a long time to talk about that. Where were we right? Well, the storm came in and left kind of at the time we thought. A lot of things we got really right. Where we got it wrong, it sleeted much more than freezing rain, and that was good.
And you're glad to have that wrong, I'm sure.
So glad.
We all were. Barry, thank you. Oh, winter weather, as you might imagine, slowing down both flights and buses. At 5:23, we check in on the delays and the cancellations at the airport and bus stations.
And one local company forced to cancel its Christmas party, but employees aren't letting their planning efforts go to waste. When we come back, how the canceled party will help a local shelter. Well, today's icy winter storm is to blame for numerous cancellations all over the state, but for dozens of people in need right here in Little Rock, some good did come out of it. Our Jeanette Reyes is here with the story. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi, Beth, and I think a lot of good came out of this, and I think you'll agree once you hear this story. That's because one company decided to turn their canceled party into a Christmas blessing for those who need it the most.
I can't even fathom what it takes to even pull this off every day. It surprises me every day how they do it.
Our house shelter resident and meal server Vaughn Somerville knows firsthand how difficult it can be to feed dozens of people every day, especially during this winter storm.
And I needed a place to go, you know what I'm saying, that was reliable and someone I could trust. And I came to our house.
That same weather forced CTEH, a toxicology and environmental health company, to abruptly cancel its Christmas party tonight.
Some people were already here and others were on the way, and we realized it wasn't going to be safe.
But the decision came too little, too late. Thousands of dollars worth of food was already ordered. Someone had to eat it. At least that's what Phil Goad thought.
What we were going to use to feed us for one night at the party could provide over a week of meals here at our house.
The cost of food will provide over 500 meals, or more than a week's worth of food at our house.
Take an opportunity when it comes and take something that doesn't turn out right and see if there's a way you can turn it into a blessing for other people.
A blessing Somerville couldn't be more thankful for.
Like you said, we are extremely grateful to receive the food for the people, for the children.
And the cafe at the Clinton Library, where this event was supposed to be held, is now looking to form a more long-term partnership with the shelter. So it's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, they do such good work over there. I know they're very thankful for that donation. Thanks, Jeanette.
Well, there will be no wasting away in a frozen Margaritaville.
That's right. After the break, how to get a refund if you had tickets to the now canceled Jimmy Buffett concert. Clinton National Airport still has a few flights scheduled for this evening, but an airport spokesperson says winter weather has forced airlines to cancel 21 arrivals and 28 departures. What will happen in the morning is still questionable, but airport crews working to prevent refreezing are making sure the moisture is swept off the runways.
Central Arkansas Transit Authority will shut down service early for tonight and then begin a delayed schedule tomorrow morning. CATA says it will try to continue service this evening until the coordinated 620 departures from the River Cities Travel Center in downtown Little Rock. Service scheduled after 620 is canceled, and buses will begin routes again tomorrow at 9 a.m. and that's of course weather permitting. And the weather leaving Parrot Heads disappointed tonight. Tomorrow's Jimmy Buffett concert has been called off and will not be rescheduled. Verizon Arena says refunds are available at the point of purchase. Tickets purchased by phone or online through Ticketmaster will be automatically refunded.
U.S. Senator Rand Paul's planned visit to Arkansas has been postponed. Paul had been scheduled to speak at a Republican Party of Arkansas event tonight in Hot Springs, but the state party says the speech has been postponed until early next year because of the weather. And you can always see updated cancellations as well as weather and road conditions at our website. Just go to KATV.com.
Oh, they were trading in New York. I guess the weather wasn't that bad.
I felt like everybody shut down.
That's right.
They didn't.
The price of crude oil was up 27 cents a barrel to close at 97.65, and the stock market posting gains today as well.
That's right. The Dow was up more than 198 points to close at 16,020. The NASDAQ up more than 29 points. We'll be right back.
All right, let's take a look at what's left of the winter weather in the state, and not a whole lot. On our regional view there, you can see that large storm that trailed through here, and the only thing I see is up in the north central part of the state. That's around Van Buren County, Conway County, maybe the northern part of Faulkner County, and then on up around Harrison. It's a little very light snow. So if you're headed out tonight, hey, be very careful. Anything that's on the roadways now, maybe it's a little slushy, it won't be. 17 our overnight low. Little sunshine maybe tomorrow, peeking through with a high of only 27. And then tomorrow night, 22 degrees with a 40% chance of a return of the winter mix. I think it'll be not before the middle of the evening, so around 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the evening that we see that next round of precipitation come in, last into the day on Sunday. We do have some Arctic cold, though, really for a long time. It's 27 tomorrow, 31 Sunday, maybe up around freezing on Monday, then kind of a reinforcing shot of cool air keeps us around freezing for Tuesday. And there is that next chance of precipitation next Friday. Most of it looks liquid. It might even have the potential, though, to start as a little mixed precipitation next Friday. Boy, you get that cold air in place, and anything can happen when a system comes through. Generally speaking, though, I think this will be the worst of it for the next few days. Stay warm. Tune back into Ned. He'll have more on that forecast coming up.
Okay, Barry, thanks for all your work today. Well, if you're at home tonight staying warm, be sure to tune into our Razorback basketball special tonight at 7. Hear from head coach Mike Anderson as well as Nolan Richardson, Scotty Thurman, and Jimmy Dykes on our chance of returning to the big dance. It'll be right here on Channel 7 and streamed on KATV.com.
Coming up on the 20-year anniversary of the national championship. That's why, of course, Sully talked to Scotty and to Coach A and to Coach Richardson. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah, hard to believe it's been 20 years.
Yeah, it has. It makes me feel a little bit old.
Me too.
That is it for us today on Live at 5. Thanks for watching.
We'll, of course, have more Arkansas news, the latest on the weather situation and road conditions coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. That's right after World News with Diane Sawyer. We'll see you back here at 6.